Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who knows that a spoonful of resin helps the medicine go down. Bill!
Hi, everyone. That's right. But just a spoonful, not a smidge more.
No more than that. No
more
than
what's legally allowed.
I guess 0% is legally allowed currently,
right?
Because big story in the world of toys, MiniVerse has they're calling it a what's the word? They decided themselves to recall.
Oh, it was a voluntary recall?
There it is. It's a voluntary recall, which people are sort of like, yeah, right. Somebody definitely was like, you can either do this now or we're gonna sue you. So yeah, you've probably seen this by now. It's not mini brands, it's the other company. No. It's MGA, who we know from LOL dolls or LOL dolls, if you will. Right. They came out of the gates hot. They had this brand new idea where you make little foods using resin. And then you resin hardens under UV light. It's a very cool, very dangerous toy
that we're finding out now.
Well, listen, I was always sort of like, I was afraid. I didn't want to get in my eye. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, sure, okay.
I was always like, this is for kids. They're selling this to kids. All right. You got to break out that the personal protection gear that we had left over from lockdown. You're supposed to use gloves and masks. This stuff, it could cause irritation. It could cause breathing difficulties. Lots of bad stuff. So, as we said, MGA voluntarily recalling it. So if you go to Target or Walmart, head down the ball aisle, the mystery ball aisle. You're gonna see quite a just
ball-less.
Just like you get ball-less. It's true. This aisle has no balls.
They castrated the ball aisle.
Oh my God, that's the headline. Toy aisle castrated, balls removed voluntarily.
So
no more little baby balls.
They went through the list, and you were surprised as you said, "Oh, it's everything."
It's everything. It's everything up until they apparently are changing the recipe, which everyone I've read is sort of like, to what? Because it's resin. Resin is inherently toxic.
Right. So we've seen there's a new Harry Potter MiniVerse coming out.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff.
Lord of the Rings,
sure.
Those, which you and I are both very excited. The cocktail hour. What does that mean for the cocktail hour?
Well, here's the thing: those are not for kids, and I think that's going to be the trick. They're going to have to stop stocking these in the kid aisle. It's going to have to be 12 plus or whatever. Put it in the craft section with the glue.
There we
apparently
go.
Glue is safe, whereas resin is toxic. Bottom line, you can't sell it to kids. It doesn't matter what sort of warnings you put on. Although I will say, after learning all this, there are no warnings that are like immediately apparent when you buy this. There's no little orange triangle with an exclamation point. No, they did the minimum in terms of warning people. And I don't know. Hopefully, no one has been injured. But again, you're playing with a dangerous chemical. And it's for kids. You're marketing this towards kids.
So I feel like secondary market, there might be a little bit of a bump, but outside of that, once they're reintroduced, I don't think anyone will care, unless the original resin is so much better than this newer formula that they've come up with.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because legally you can't even sell these on eBay because it's a recall toy. So you really would have to go to a black market.
I've got so many.
Black market.
The kid
got a lot of them.
I have that pantry set unopened.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, unopened.
That Target pantry set, and then I have the Target the kitchen set that has the UV oven built into it.
Right. Well, we talked about it's fun. It's a fun idea.
It is fun.
We were talking about how could we incorporate this technology into action figures, and I think that's maybe we will see more adult-oriented use of this technology, this toy technology, because I don't think marketing towards kids is gonna fly anymore. I think they're probably gonna have to. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you follow world events, but there was a big Supreme Court case ruling that basically has eliminated groups like the FDA, where local judges can now rule on what's safe and what's not. So it's very possible in the future that they will remove any sort of regulatory things for toys, and we could see this. We could see bags of glass on the shelf. We could see lots of stuff coming back. Who knows? It'll be the golden age until we all die.
Oh, it'd be like what was it when they lifted the restrictions on cartoons?
Or like you can't have a cartoon based on a toy,
right?
Or that they like. What was the timeline in that? Because they did He-Man, which was a cartoon based on a toy. And then at some point they were like, stop. And like, what was the cutoff? Like, what cartoon just snuck in there that was based on a toy?
Probably Turtles, if I had to guess. Yeah.
I feel like Turtles came together all at once. Like, someone saw the comic, and then they were trying to sell it as a toy, and then like it all happened at once. But I don't know.
Right.
Did they lift that though? There's no regulations on like
it was
toys?
Eventually lifted, yes.
Oh, okay. I wonder why. Like why? Like obviously the someone was someone from the toy industry probably wanted that lifted, but I just wonder why a judge was like, yeah, who cares about these kids anymore?
Right.
I remember there was something where in commercials, is it raining? You brought out your umbrella?
Yes.
This is going to be the craziest show.
This is the best show.
We'll explain.
I love these shows.
We'll explain in a second. If you listened last week, you know Bill's on vacation, and the trooper he is.
Aren't I
he's
always,
still doing
though?
the show. Well, that's true, but you brought your whole setup with you. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's finish this up.
Sure.
There was back in the day, toy commercials were awesome, and then somebody passed a law saying that everything in a toy commercial has to be buildable by a child. So you saw all these elaborate sets become like cardboard and stuff that kids could make. It really dumbed it down. So it's just funny, like what things people argue about, where it's like, oh, that's too much fun. It's not realistic. But then at the same time, like, take all the books out of school. Kids don't need books. It's like, okay, all right, whatever. All right, so if you see any MiniVerse at Ross,
try to get
Ross
them.
still has it. Like, if you want them, get them. They're obviously going to try to sell these again with this new formula. It seems like new sets are being released right now, which I guess they have the new formula. I don't really know.
Yeah, we've seen the spa set out.
Right, the spa set's out. That I guess
Garden,
is not resin based.
but that's a Zuru. That's a Zuru set, which is
right.
interesting.
That's Mini Brand's Mini or Mini Brand.
So what formula are they using?
Well, that's a good question too. Why is the MiniVerse Make It? I think that's what it's called. Why is that immune from this? Maybe they just did not voluntarily. They did not voluntarily recall theirs. They're like, we're gonna make you make us. We're gonna do it the hard way. But also theirs all include the UV light. I don't know if that's part of it, or if you include the light, that's like some loophole. I really don't know. But we'll keep our eye on that, because we obviously like this technology for toys. We think it's fun. Yeah. There's a lot coming out, and where there's money to be made, there are lives to be endangered. And you can rest assured the toy companies will push the envelope until somebody dies, and then even further. It's like when Panera started selling that spiked lemonade or whatever. Not spiked, but like, it's got the like too much caffeine in it. Do you know the story?
Okay. No, I don't.
Okay, so the new thing is like energy drink lemonade, but it's like self-serve, just like the sodas.
Oh, okay.
So people were just refilling and getting way too much caffeine, and someone died. Like, literally somebody died because they drank too much. So I think Panera finally did remove these from their restaurants, but it took a death, and even a little bit more, because they didn't immediately take it out. They're like, let's see if... I know somebody died, but let's see if we could, like, there's a way, like, if we put up a sign that says, please do not drink until death. It's like when buffets used to be, like, all you can eat, and now it's, like, as much as you care to eat. Like, please do not make yourself sick. It's not a challenge. We're not challenging you. Please. Crab legs are extra. All right, Bill, so you are up in the woods of New Hampshire.
Once again, for year 2... I mean, we've come up here so many times, but yes, we're up in the woods of New Hampshire, on the other side of the house this time. It is currently raining. I told you before we started the show that, hey, maybe we can't do it tonight because of the rain. I like doing these outside. There's less noise. It kind of really furthers it. And I was like, well, it kind of slowed down to a drizzle, and I said, I got an idea. So... currently, like, over the overhang of the house, which is keeping all the hardware dry, which is perfect, and then like 3/4 of my body. So the only thing that's really not, I can ditch the umbrella.
Well, whatever works for you.
There we go.
I like. Well, you have some sort of smoke
vapor.
Billowing.
Yep. Yeah. So the insects are still bad up here. So I have a nice coiled citronella. Right here,
potential sponsor
from the Dollar Tree, a pack of 4 for $1.25.
You're definitely gonna die. You're inhaling anything from the Dollar Tree now.
Microcarcinogens.
Wasn't even from the Dollar Plus. It was from just the general.
Yep, and you got 4 for $1.25, so you know that. Yeah, you're right.
4.
So, 4 of them. So forget about the MGA MiniVerse resin. I'm just inhaling this coil smoke right now.
We've got enough. And then, chemicals rolling around inside us. Like, what's a little more
there's so much microplastics running through my veins, of course.
Well, speaking of balls, microplastic found in 100% of people's balls, or men's balls, when they did that study. 100% had some percentage of microplastics. So,
oh my gosh, it's leading to our preservation. That's what it is.
Well, I don't know that that's even a good thing. After this week, let me off this ride, please. Let me off, please. Take me with you.
I went toy hunting.
That's so funny. What store did you go to?
I went to Walmart, and believe it or not, these were both on clearance. I've got Mechaneck from the new Eternia set, only $16. Nice. Wow. And I'm going to go back because this Walmart's clearance was flush, like stuff I haven't even seen. Krang here, he was on clearance too.
Crazy. There's nothing better than going to a Walmart that's not your local Walmart. It always seems like the ones you hit on vacation, like no one there thinks to buy toys. Probably because it's all vacationers and they don't want to take the toys back home with them.
No, of course not.
So they're always waiting for you. Yeah, it's the best. I love it. It's my favorite part of going on a trip.
So I left behind that Brainiac skull car, that skull vehicle from the DC line.
Oh, for the little guys?
Yeah, I do like that thing. I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah.
And I left some of these. I did.
Superpowers?
No, I like the vehicles. I like the vehicles.
Yeah. What else have they done? They didn't do a Batmobile. Did they do like a Batcopter or something?
No, the Batmobile is currently out right now. They did do a
Batmobile.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Does it look like an existing Batmobile?
It has like an open canopy to it. It almost looks like
a single seater.
If you took, I believe so. But it's like if you took the classic Batman, the '66, and then merged it with Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, if you can envision that.
I can't, but that's okay. I'll just look it up. Right. I'll just Google it. It's not a problem at all. Yeah.
So.
And you found a Porg? Where'd you get that?
That was a Goodwill find.
Oh, you went to a good vacation.
No,
Goodwill?
I brought him. Oh, okay. I brought him up from. But he is
that's a little risky.
He is a puppet. He is a puppet.
Oh.
From Galaxy's Edge.
Stores? Oh, okay. No. So that's from the Disney parks.
It is. And he's got a talking feature. He screams.
He screams, sure.
Yep.
You
He's
should
got
roast him
multiple
like
sounds.
Chewbacca.
I'll put him just hanging out by the smoky fire.
Yeah. How much was he?
$2.
$2. How could you not?
$2. How
could you clean him in any way?
Yes.
Like, how do you
Stuck my
clean
hand in
a
it.
stuffed animal? How do you clean
You
a
just
stuffed animal?
spritz it with alcohol and leave it in the sun.
Spritz it, yeah. I have a few puppets sitting in my trunk. I hope the heat cleans them.
Look in the tunk.
Look, I think he meant trunk. Well, speaking of
He's
Disney
gonna fly away.
themes,
Bye, Porg.
oh, look at it. That's actually really good. Disney, I like this. I don't know if the Porg was the first in this series, but they're doing something called Real FX, Real FX, and they're doing a Stitch puppet. If you look on Amazon, you can order him right now. He's $80. It's a very large puppet. I think it's 1-to-1. I don't know how big Stitch is in real life. I guess we're gonna find out when that movie comes out. But it's a puppet. You puppeteer, but you can open and close his eyes, and also when you open and close his mouth, he talks. He has dialogue. So you don't have to do the voice yourself. Now, this alone is great. I love this. I want this. But more than this, I hope this leads to some Muppets. Because I would love to. I know Kermit does, his eyes don't open and close, which is always so funny. We were watching Muppet Babies, the new version. My kid loves it all of a sudden. And they were sleeping, and he's like, Kermit's not closing his eyes. I was like, yeah, they're ping pong balls. He doesn't have lids. There's no eyelids. So I want some Muppets, at Real FX puppets. I think that's where we need to go. Give me a Pepe, give me a Gonzo. Fill in those blanks from when Master Replicas tried to do them back in the day. Or Cookie Monster from HasLab.
Right.
The first failure, the first of many. Well, speaking of HasLab, here's a segue. We got to do an update because this is maybe the last week we have to talk about it, because I don't know, it ends in 9. I guess we'll be able to talk about it next week, but I think it'll be too late. The show will air, and does it end on that Monday?
Oh, it must.
Because it's 9 days from today. So anyway, checking it now, it's got to get to 8,000 just to be made, and it's currently at 6,330. So it's close. And usually with these HasLabs, the end is when we see, like, well, that was a big bug. Shit. that caught him. There's a big bug in front of you. Oh my god.
It's great.
There was a what's the bug that comes out once every 9 years and
cicadas,
like decimate?
The cicadas.
There was a cicada, but it wasn't the bug, it was the shell. He left his shell behind, but I thought it was the bug. Like, how do they molt or shed, and it's like their whole whole body is just
like
the shell.
Shimmy out of it. Yes, everything is a molt.
It was disgusting. So anyways, HasLab Cantina, it's probably going to get made, but the question is, will it hit all those stretch goals? And that's really what I feel like is in question right now.
I feel like it won't. I mean,
yeah,
the stretch goals themselves, Greedo, Nebrin Leeds, and that Wolfman that I'm forgetting the name of, unfortunately. And they just did a pipeline reveal for Hammerhead in the vintage line. And they've got pipeline reveals for, I believe it's Han Solo, Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So all there to populate your cantina. But obviously, if no cantina is made, then you're just going to have these guys.
Yeah, because they'd have to get more than 10,000 to get that final. More than 10,000 more than they are right now to get that final tier 3, which is the Wolfman, who has a name. What's his name? Our Little Scouse. There. Did that help you? Who said it? Who even knows?
It does. It sounds like a little
rascal. Who even knows
rascal.
how you pronounce that? It's terrible.
Well, I mean, this whole thing is very similar, not too similar, but to Jabba's sail barge, where one of the things going against it is the fact that how do you populate, like, who is this for?
Sure.
We've talked about.
Well, right.
And how do you populate this cantina being a new collector, saying that this is what brought you in, or you haven't been a collector in the last 5 years and haven't seen a lot of cantina denizens, and that you have to actually go to the backlog and find some of these obscure characters, which thankfully for me, I have them all, so we're good.
We're good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see that being a problem. I feel like this is such an iconic set, though, and it's a bar, which is just fun. Somebody had a picture where they just photoshopped out that new 118 Ninja Turtle that was revealed this week and just put him in there. It's like, yeah, any 4-inch toy, you could just have him get a drink. So I think that the fact it comes with Woo Her and it comes with the two sisters, I think that's great. Right. It's like, that makes sense. It's when they did the Rancor and they weren't even planning to include the Rancor Keeper. It's like, imagine they did the Cantina and they didn't give you Woo Her. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what were you guys thinking with that Rancor? It's just a disaster. So I think it'll get fun.
It'll at a minimum it'll get fun.
Did you
Star Wars
did you back it?
I have not backed it yet. I more than likely will.
Yeah. Well, here's the question.
It's just a question is, what's your question?
There's 2 levels. There's like a deluxe level that comes with extra stuff, but like we don't know how many have been ordered of each. It's not clear.
It doesn't matter. They all go towards.
Well, it does matter. It matters to me because I want to know how many people are ordering one or the other. I'd like to know. Is one more rare? Is the deluxe level going to be like 10% of the full? I feel like most people get the deluxe level.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Well, you can
in for a penny, in for a pound.
Might as well, right?
It's only $100. You're already spending $500 or $400 or whatever. Might as well bump that up one more. Break it into 4 easy payments on PayPal or however you do it.
I don't think you can.
But I think it's fun. Do they not do that anymore?
You're not backing it, right?
No, I'm not.
No, you're just
no.
Come back, come home. This thing the size of a coffee table is on your coffee table. It's the only way you can display it.
We can't. I have a 2-year-old. We can't even have a coffee table. He's going to destroy it. The only HasLab I've ever backed is the Proton Pack, and I don't regret it. But at the same time, there's been at least one Halloween, and I didn't use it. I used the Spirit one. It's like it's too big. It's too expensive to actually do anything with it. So it just lives like over my shoulder. You can't even see it in the shot. I don't think. Is it there?
I see it. There it is. Yep.
You can see it, but people on TikTok can't see it.
That's okay.
So I'm not saying I regret it. I think it's cool. What the hell was that?
Someone's car alarm.
Oh, okay. I remember last year when you were out there, it was around the Grimace Shake time.
It was.
So we were like concerned that you were going to get killed by the Grimace Shake. Is that
it's so theme? Yes, it was. It was that was the trend. And then funny story about Grimace. We left town today, and who showed up at the local McDonald's but Grimace? We missed him.
What? What's he doing
missed
there?
Mankind. I don't know. It missed Mankind last year up here. What? Missing Grimace down there.
Wow.
I can't win. I stop going on vacation.
You do. Everyone comes at the time you're trying to take a break. Grimace like threw out the first pitch for, I don't know, it was the Mets. I think it was the Mets. And it's like, I don't know if they've lost since then. Like, they went on a good streak. He's like very lucky for them.
Oh, wow.
But are they going to do McDonald's? Is McDonald's going to do anything for his birthday? I imagine his birthday falls on the same date every year. I don't know if he's like a dog where you don't actually know when he was born.
It's a leap year thing, perhaps.
Oh, is it a leap? He only has birthdays on leap years?
I don't know. I mean, it was around this time everyone was going crazy for that
the shake.
What was it? The Grimace Shake. Now what do they have? They have the Grandma McFlurry or whatever that is.
Yeah, that was all right. Is that like a permanent thing? I thought that was gone.
I haven't had it.
It was all right. It had just like little. It's like he broke up a Werther's original.
Yeah, a butterscotch.
In there. It was nice. It was fine. I don't know. Like, for a minute, I was going to McDonald's a lot, but I don't like it right now. Like, if you suggest McDonald's, I'll be like, can we get Culver's instead? Like, I just don't. I don't know. It just like it repulses me at the moment.
I found a deal today while traveling because all the other people got food, and I was like, everyone in the car. McDonald's now has a $5 value bag.
Oh yeah, yeah. This
I didn't know that.
Brand new thing. It's a brand new thing because food is so
I know
expensive.
Wendy's has one.
The biggie bag, yeah,
as well. The biggie bag. But you get a small Coke, you get a fry, a nugget, and a choice of 3 sandwiches.
You get
for
nugget
$5.
and sandwich?
Yes.
That's good. Although I don't like the small Coke. Why would you make it a small soda? The soda's the cheapest thing the restaurant has. It costs them nothing. It's just water and syrup. Give us a large. Come on. It used to be any size soda for $1. What are you doing?
I wonder if you could do that, because those are all $1.29, and if you take the breakdown of the $5 meal, everything's about $1.25.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could be like, could I get a large Coke?
Can you upsize it?
I'm gonna try that.
Deluxe size it? Yeah. Super size
next week.
Super size.
Oh, he passed.
We talked the other week about Chipotle because the CEO for Chipotle had gone on all the news shows and been like, it's always been the same amount. Well, I don't know if it was a coincidence. I don't think it was. Chipotle's back. They're giving enough food again. I got a burrito the other day. By the end of it, I was full. I didn't want any more burrito. It was enough. It was enough burrito. I was like, this is the perfect. This actually might have been a little bit too much. It was great.
No kidding.
It was great. So burrito, Chipotle's back, guys. Whoop. I needed something else in the rotation of fast food because I took away McDonald's. I was like, I'm sick of McDonald's. What else is there? Just gonna stop eating. Just eating my resin. Resin all. I'm on a resin diet. Then I stick the UV light. I take the UV light. I'm like, I'm full.
That's terrible looking.
No, that was fine.
Okay.
No one will use that inappropriately, I'm sure. I'm just looking at what's in front of me because we're gonna go on a break in a second. But quickly talk about. Here's a Funko soda that I found. I went back to the same Five Below where I found these originally. They put out some new sets. They had Back to the Future. They had the third witch from Hocus Pocus, so I was able to complete the set for my wife. Now, this is Marty. You may remember Marty from Back to the Future. I was asking you, why is he so sad?
Yeah.
He's so like,
to you,
he just
kissed his mom.
But was he sad from that, or he was just like confused?
He was confused. He was shocked.
He wasn't sad. He wasn't like
no.
See, if he kissed his mom and it was bad, he would have been like, "Oh, I thought it would be better."
Is that?
Well, I thought she was
the hoverboard?
Gonna be a better. Yeah, he's got the hoverboard. Yeah.
It's probably after he realized that he let the sports almanac get stolen by Future Biff.
But still,
it was all his fault. I love that movie so much. How do you feel about the sequel of Back to the Future?
I like Back to the Future 2 better than the other two.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the best one by a mile.
It's so fun.
I loved future. I loved anything that was like the future, back when the future, like where things seemed possible. Like you make a movie about the future now, it's like, dude,
right?
We're all fucked.
It's so convoluted. This was like, at the time, you're like, okay, you went back, you changed one thing, and that timeline's now changed, and you're like, I understand that completely.
Yeah, that became the default,
the standard
time travel logic. Like if anything goes against that, they have to explain it. They defined what time travel works. Okay, while we're talking about Back to the Future 2, there is a scene when Doc first picks up Marty and they land in the future. What is the year that the future is? 2020?
No,
like we passed it.
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So 10 years ago. 10 years ago was the future. So Marty, they land in 2015. Doc gets out. He's like, finally. Oh God, the bug is disgusting. Eat it with your lizard tongue. Yep, there it goes. Oh, hit your mic. Hilarious. And Doc is like, oh, finally, I can take off this makeup. And he peels off his face.
Yes.
Because it's supposed to be like he's supposed to look younger, or he's supposed to look older. The makeup was supposed to make him look older because time had passed or something.
So,
no, because in the first one. Okay, wait, I think I got it.
Okay,
in the first one, he didn't wear makeup in the flashbacks where they went into the past, but then in present day, they had to make him look older. But here's the thing. I thought it was a gag because he peels off the face makeup and he looks exactly the same. It did nothing. It didn't make him look older at all. That's what I always thought. It was a joke.
I mean, it pulled away like I mean, I think you're right. I think that is true. The hairstyle changed. Obviously, that's the biggest thing.
The hair changes.
The younger version of Doc with the older version of Doc's hair.
Oh. But it was because Christopher Lloyd didn't want to wear the makeup the whole time. They wrote that in.
Of course, no. That's a great thing.
But I thought it was a gag because he looked exactly the same. I was like, he didn't change one bit. But apparently he was supposed to look different. So now I need to go back and watch it and be like, oh, it kind of looks a little different, I guess.
Look along the neck where they had to use like a little creepy skin.
Sure. It's funny how like practical makeup making people look. I guess he was making him look older. If they had to make him look younger, I don't know what they would have done. Because it's like now we just CGI people, but it looks so uncanny valley. It looks terrible. You got that new Tom Hanks movie coming out?
Yeah, I was going to say. Okay. Also Robert Zemeckis. Zemeckis, director of Back to the Future.
Well, also director of the creepy train Christmas movie.
Polar Express, yeah.
Polar Express, where it's like they had, this was the first time using this full body puppeteer CGI, and it's creepy. I don't like it one bit. I know it's become a Christmas classic, but I feel like it's almost ironic because it's friggin' scary to watch. But yeah, this new Tom Hanks movie, it's Carousel of Progress, the movie. It's a play. Here? The camera doesn't change. It just is a one static shot, and then like decades go by in front of you. It's the Carousel of Progress.
Decades? It's more like millennia go by.
Oh, is it that much? I thought it was the same
dinosaurs.
family.
There's dinosaurs in it, for God's sakes.
Well, I don't... Okay. And it's supposed to be like the same geographical point on Earth? Okay.
Yes.
That's so funny. I had this idea the other day. I was sitting on my couch. I'd be like, it would be funny if we flash back like 300 years and like what was going on right here in Florida. It's like, you know, tribes, swamps, or like, you know, Native Americans like were here before we pushed them out. Everything. We named all of the land after them as a thank you. Thank you for giving up your lives for us.
So someone I had read, someone I read was like, is this Robert Zemeckis' way of trying to normalize AI? Like, it almost somewhat looks like AI was utilized, obviously, to create a lot of this. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Well,
so you are looking forward to this one, huh?
Well, just because it sounds like batshit crazy, and I enjoy that. But if it's AI, it's probably going to be terrible. Like this Toys R Us commercial that used AI.
Oh, yes.
What the hell? Why? First of all, why? It's not like there's anything new to promote with Toys R Us. Like, why did Toys R Us decide, like, let's make a commercial that's creepy as fuck? And then everyone's going to hate and totally against the spirit of play. Robots made it. Like, obviously, we use, like, we're not, like, anti-AI. We use AI a lot. But we don't make our whole show using AI. Like, pick and choose where AI could benefit the show, not make the whole thing with AI. Ridiculous.
It was, I mean, I was just like, it has no life to it. There's
and the kid looks different in every shot. It's insane.
Right. And then it's just no... I wouldn't even know it was a Toys R Us commercial. It almost looks like that commercial. What was it? I forget. It might have been that Burns where they like didn't know what the Burns movie was. Mr. Burns.
I don't know this one.
You lost me. No, it just doesn't seem like. I've lost.
No, it didn't seem like a toy. It didn't have. It just had like random toys floating in this void, and then Jeffrey showed it up, so you knew it was Toys R Us. But if it wasn't for that, it could have been anything. Which is so sad because Toys R Us Canada did that great commercial where the kid, like, they called the paramedics for the kid. Do you remember this one?
Oh yes.
And then the toys brought him back to life or something. Like, it was a good commercial.
He was losing his imagination.
Yes, they needed an emergency imagination transplant.
Yes.
And now we have the flip side of that. It's so funny because like every advertising agency right now is like being told to use AI to like be the first to do something, but it's bad. It's all bad, and you should be ashamed. Like, stop what you're doing. Oh, there's another one on you. Smack your chest right now. Oh, there he goes. All right.
He's gone.
All right, you're gonna get some raid, and we're gonna take a little quick break, and we will be right back.
So Comic-Con coming up.
When is July? Will it be July when this airs? Let's look. The first.
It should be. Yeah.
So you're listening to this on July 1st. So at the end of this month, not even quite the end, San Diego Comic-Con happening again. It's like it never went away, but it did. Hasbro, Mattel, I think they revealed everything else that they got coming.
Yeah.
Mattel always trying something, I feel, with their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
Yeah.
They had been doing Jurassic Park, and they would do these little like boxes. There was like a scene.
Yep. I love them.
And maybe like
have
a
all
voice.
of them.
They had the toilet. They had the lawyer on the toilet. That was like a big box set, 'cause they came with the T-Rex.
That was good though.
Yeah.
They had Malcolm. Did they have Malcolm, or was that a
Sexy Malcolm?
Thing? Yeah.
Oh, was that not a Comic-Con thing? I think it was.
Okay.
And then was it last year that they had Dr. Wu and the DNA? Or was that not Comic-Con? That was just the thing.
I don't think that was Comic-Con. I think that was like New York Comic-Con, potentially.
Okay. Yeah. So they all live in the same world. So this year, they are doing Jimmy Buffett. And you might be asking yourself, well, wait a minute. Jimmy Buffett. But he does appear on screen.
Yes, he does.
Jurassic World? The first
Jurassic
one of the
World at the Margaritaville restaurant on Jurassic World.
Sure. Does he get carried away, or he's okay?
He is seen ducking and saving 2 margaritas at the same time. There we go.
Very nice.
So
he comes in the box. They always do a nice job with the box. It looks like a blender.
They do.
Making up your drink.
It does.
It'll be interesting. It's always interesting to me when they do something that has the potential for cross appeal. Like Mattel did for their WWE line last year. They did Muhammad Ali. And the thought was like, oh, well, people who just enjoy the concept of sports will like this figure. But that figure is still available on the Mattel Creations website, so it did not sell as well as they were hoping. Jimmy Buffett, those fans, the parrot heads, are pretty diehard. I wonder if this will be like a big deal to a lot of people.
That's a good question. I'm not. I think the execution, like you said, having it in the margarita pitcher, it has like a rotation effect to it, so the dinosaurs that are involved will like carousel around him and like lift, so it looks like there's like a flight.
Ooh.
And he's got a big old grin on his face. Looks, and it's like, I think it's a Kit Bash figure. That's the problem. That's the thing I'm seeing real quick, is like the head sculpt is obviously new, but I feel like it shares a lot of, I think it shares a body with John Hammond, except it's colored orange. And then I think the shorts are either Muldoon or Gennaro.
Oh, that's funny. He does have quite the gut. But he's got a salt shaker molded into his hand.
Okay.
Because you got to get the salt on the rim.
Right.
It almost looks like he has who's the female scientist? Who's the female scientist? Ellie? It almost looks like he has Ellie's shorts. But
oh no!
Hopefully, maybe he could. Does he come with the shitty arms that she came with? Yeah, he's got. So his base is a full-blown margarita.
Yeah.
Cup, but and then like it's on like a nest. Is this like what the actual drink looked like? Like if you, I mean.
No, I feel like he was just literally running with the margaritas, and it was like a blink and you miss it moment.
Well, sure. But the like, it's got like the not palm trees, the what's it called? What's the invasive tree that it's got like the thick root bamboo. It's got the bamboo. It's like made up of bamboo, and it's got like it looks like a nest on top of it. But I don't know. It's cool. Not for me. $30. A lot. But I don't know. It's like, do Jurassic Park fans need this? Are there even Jurassic Park fans left that are like diehards about these toys?
Oh, sure. There's so many now, and they just keep churning it out. And what are they? They're retiring the 93 line. So
that's such a weird thing. Yeah, so they're retiring.
Get that T-Rex.
That did not work. It did not work at all.
No, you get most of that on clearance.
They tried to they thought nostalgia would carry it, but they forgot that you had to make the toy's good, and nobody wanted it. So so that's ending, and then also there's another line that's like concurrent, and that's ending, and they're like meshing the two together for this new Jurassic Park. What are they calling it? Reimagined Jurassic Park. Reimagined. So it's just gonna be a catch-all, I guess. I don't know. It's gonna have like a chaos.
I thought it was a catch-all already. Well, they already did. Yeah. They're doing Chaos Theory right now. It's the sequel series to the Camp Cretaceous.
They should all glow in the dark. That's what people want. Like those little rubber dinosaurs you get. All glow in the dark. So that's happening for San Diego. Mattel also doing a 2-bad exclusive for He-Man, which is kind of cool because it's like 2 separate figures. It's the origin of these characters before they got mushed together to be 2-bad. They each had their individual names, which is really funny. Is this lore? Does this exist in lore?
This does exist in, so I'm not too sure about anything prior to the 2000s animated series where you actually do see them in the past, and then obviously Skeletor curses them for failing and merges them into one.
Tuvar and Badra. So they come with a separate torso piece, so you can make them 2-bad, or you can have, and then I guess you just have like extra, or do you take one leg? I guess that's what you have to do. So you'll just have like those extra legs hanging around. Yeah, that's funny. So the weird thing about this set is it's called the weird thing about this set is it is branded as Origins, but these are clearly the cartoon heads.
Yes, in the animated style. So
the animated style.
That has the Origin fans who aren't collecting the Filmation side of it upset because we don't have a 2-bad.
What a weird
in the
decision.
Origin line.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But it is what it is. Are you going to pick this up?
No, I'm going to skip this one.
All right.
Neck I picked up just because I like his neck. And
like his neck.
I feel like that's a fun... Yeah, it's nice.
That is fun.
Long.
Is that... What is the Mecha Neck from? Is that from Revelations? Or like the more detailed line?
The new Eternia, but it's... Yeah. It's essentially the same thing. I think
but it's the 6-inch line, right? It's not like the Origin style? Yeah.
No, it's the 6-inch
I like those. I think those are the superior... I mean, like, I like Origins because it's fun, but I would only get Origins on clearance. I like these as action figures better. Like, I wish when they did Turtles of Grayskull, they were in this more realistic style. I think they could do that next. I think they could do both at the same time. So anything else from Mattel? We talked about the Street Sharks and WWE last week. They're doing Hot Wheels, but we don't care about Little People Batman, which is funny. Little People have gone crazy. They have the boys, Little People. I
saw that.
This is for children. Stop. Stop what you're doing.
There's there's quite a bit. Golden Girls has existed in the Little People line.
Oh my God, there's so much.
You can find a lot of these. You can find a lot of these at Ollie's as well Ollie's. Right now.
TJ Maxx and Ross have the NFL sets, which is like two generic players and then fans, like two figures that are supposed to represent fans, and each set has like different fans. Like the Patriots set has the Paul Revere hat looking guy, but then obviously the other teams don't have that. That wouldn't make any sense. So it's just so funny. Like, I don't know. Do you know anyone that collects Little People?
No.
No, right?
Like children? No.
I don't know who's buying these. I don't know who's buying these. And they're ending up at Ollie's, so maybe nobody is.
I feel like the Little People line itself really could benefit from like the blind box Lego treatment.
That's a very good idea. But then I feel like you wouldn't, because I don't like people. There are Lego collectors. I don't feel like there are Little People collectors.
You don't think so?
I don't think people would buy blind box Little People.
So I joined when I grabbed that McDonald's, because that's obviously that Fisher is it Fisher Price? Yeah, the Little People Fisher Price McDonald's.
Yeah,
that's Little People.
But that's I joined like a couple old Facebook school Little
groups.
People.
It is, but I joined a couple Facebook groups to kind of see, like, gauge interest and see if I was missing anything or what people thought. So there are collectors out there. They're always flipping too, which is fun.
What are they flipping? They're rare Little People.
Like they have other sets that they're like trying to like unload.
Convention exclusive maybe. I don't know. So that's it for Mattel. Hasbro had a few new things this week.
Waited a little while too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we were speculating whether or not they'd do it for PulseCon and they would just hold off, but they surprised us.
They got to do something. So this is fun. Once a man, Cobra Commander. So it's like
very exciting.
In the movie, Cobra Commander turns into a snake. So is the movie set in an alternate universe from the show?
No.
So he always did he start out as a snake? I thought he was like a used car salesman.
That's a good question.
Right? I think it's different.
It could be different, but then it leads to, I think it's the Deke animation.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Where he had, I know.
It's a fun
There's
figure.
There's a lot of people that do not like that movie, and it's very surprising to hear that they do not like that movie.
Because Duke dies?
I think they weren't a fan of Cobra Law being the big bad of Cobra. Cobra stopped being this terrorist group that was funded by the evil. Monsters. They were funded by these ungodly monsters. But
I
so
like
we have
the snake tail guy, so I don't care.
I like Globulus too.
Globulus.
Yes,
he's on the packaging, so maybe we're getting him.
He is. So and those weird those tacky seashells or whatever.
What?
That they hold Cobra Commander in.
Oh, I don't remember that.
They're like these gum. They always gave me the creeps. It was like this gummy scallop.
Oh, gross! The seashells in what's the Sylvester Stallone movie in the future? And it's like when you go to the bathroom, you have to know about the seashells.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Yeah, do you remember that part?
I just remember that Taco Bell. Everything was Taco Bell because
they won the fast food wars. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I need to start going to Taco Bell more.
There you go. Put it in the rotation.
Yeah, my family doesn't like it though. They prefer Chipotle, or my wife prefers it. The other thing Hasbro showed off is a Black Series Darth Maul with his hover bike thing, which the packaging, at least to me, is very reminiscent of that original 12-inch figure that Hasbro.
And I think intentionally, it's intentionally supposed to be like that. And I'm wondering if they made the Sith speeder so you could take the double-bladed lightsaber and put it through. Actually, I don't think that was a feature in the 12-inch figure. I think it was just a feature in the 3 3/4. You could take the double lightsaber and stick it. Well, you could stick it through the handles. There was a little hole right in front of the handles, so he could fly it, and he'd have his double-bladed lightsaber out.
That's cute. Is that movie accurate? Is that how he did it?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that happened. No,
that was a little extra play value. That's fine then. And then was there another one?
There was.
Oh yeah, there's a Marvel Legends figure, which I'm not even familiar. But it's got the packaging
head,
reminiscent of the playing cards, I believe somebody said.
Yes. Yeah, Series 1.
So that's cute.
It is.
I feel like that one really went under the radar. Is that not a... I mean, I don't know this character at all. What is he from?
No, I don't know either. I don't think anyone's... I think people are making a bigger deal out of the package than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to go. And then there's an Optimus versus Megatron.
Oh, yeah, that's very boring. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's from, what is it, from the Transformers United line, the newest one?
I don't know.
Megatron's got a bunch of X's on him.
That new movie, was it called One? Transformers 1?
Yes.
Getting really good buzz. People are talking about it like it's the best Transformers thing they've ever seen. So I don't know if
it doesn't have 3/4 human attached to it.
Yeah. It's got no humans, right?
It's got no humans, yeah.
It's got no humans. It's all on Cybertron. But it's not supposed to be live action. Even though you don't see anything that would be, it's like its own thing. It's an animated movie.
Correct.
But apparently it's good. So we'll see. I don't know. Is that coming out this summer?
I want to say it is.
I want to say it's this too. McFarlane had a Comic-Con reveal with this gold Superman Centennial Park tribute statue. This is kind of cool. This is a good exclusive because you definitely don't need this if you're collecting these figures. But it's kind of cool. It would be a cool display piece. I don't know that you would even need to open it. Because when you
it's just a
pose
figure,
it differently,
right?
It's a figure
just
painted
gold
gold.
Yeah,
with an
not
eagle.
a statue.
He's got
With
an
the
eagle up
eagle,
here
yeah.
on his arm. Yeah.
Right.
But it's fun. I don't know. It represents a comic book cover, so that's nice. It's not like it's from the mind of Todd McFarlane. Like, it exists in media. But he's done gold everything. Remember when Spawn used to make gold figures of every character?
I do. Oh, yes.
And you would think they'd be so rare. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to sell these in 20 years.
You can find them for 3 for $10 at KB.
Yeah, now they're at, like, Goodwill and, like, antique stores. Nobody.
I found a Watto at Goodwill this past week in the package.
3 3/4? 3 3/4?
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh. I remember him. He was there Midnight Madness, right? He was one of the characters?
He was. Yes, he was.
I definitely had him, yeah. They've not done Black Series Watto.
I think that's a missed opportunity.
I wonder if they could, or they'd have to, like, package him with something. I don't know.
Well, they've got Black Series Anakin coming out.
Yeah, that one's out, the baby Anakin. Maybe they could do it with 2 heads, so you could have old Watto from, like,
okay,
the
hat.
The third movie. He's got, like, a little extra,
movie.
like... Is it the second movie they see him again?
Yes.
He looks rough.
Yes.
Like, those creatures age really quickly. Like, he looked rough.
The Toydarians. Ah!
Sure. Ah! I wish those movies were better. I wish they were better. Well, speaking of better Star Wars, did you see this week's Acolyte?
I did.
I will say that this show has done a very good job at quieting the haters, because all I saw this week was positivity about how good episode 5 was. No one had any complaints that I could see. It was all, best choreography that we've had in Star Wars since, the prequels, better than some of those fights. They seemed, the internet in general seemed fine with the reveal. I was fine with it because I was so sure that it was going to be someone else, because it seemed too obvious that it was going to be this guy.
Oh, that's good.
And then it was, then she even said something about, like, my mother has those powers, and I was like, okay. And then it was him, and I was like, I'm fine with this, because that
did
actor
like a
did
whole
a great
like
job.
He did a whole like Yoda style reveal.
Yeah,
playing just this character,
playing the fool.
The fool, yes. Yeah. And then boom, he's this jacked, not Sith.
Yeah. The gun show. Yeah, so I was fine with it. I think it's interesting.
I was very pleased.
They killed off a lot of people, which is not something you expect, because they included these, like, the Star Trek equivalent of red shirts, where people they're just there to die.
That.
But then they killed off
some
Yord,
vested characters.
Jackie.
Yep, Jackie's gone, and Yord just taken out.
Snapped his neck, not coming back
because Chimere doesn't play fair. He doesn't fight fair.
But he's got a cool helmet with a smile. Did it with a smile.
Yes.
So what's this substance that apparently, like, deactivates lightsabers?
Oh, the Catorsis ore.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's from Expanded Universe stuff?
That was first introduced in one of the original Han Solo books. I think it was Smuggler's End. And it was just kind of like a throwaway line about this ore being able to disrupt a lightsaber. And this is back when they were like, oh yeah, Jedi exist. They weren't this secretive thing, and there were lightsabers around. But
I thought they did a good job displaying it. Like, they were like, they short-circuited, and they were like, what's going on here?
What is this? Right. And he's like, I mean, there's been several clips where they slow down, and he's just like hammering his head into a lightsaber, and it's just very, very cool looking.
It was cool. So now, this was episode 5. Are there 8 episodes in this season?
There are, yes.
I'm very curious where we go from here. I'm very curious, and then hopefully we'll, it ends well and we get another season. Like, I'm invested now.
You're invested.
They killed off enough characters where I'm like, all right, let's focus up here on a main group.
Yep. I just feel like these shows where The Mandalorian suffered the same way. It was just like, how invested can you get knowing the outcome already?
Yeah. Well, that's fair. That is fair. I think there's enough time. I mean, they got like 100 years to play with.
They do. No, that's true. They do.
I think there. Do you think any like Yoda will pop up, or we've had enough like we've had enough guest stars this season?
I think what people really want to see is Darth Plagueis. I mean, Yoda's been around. If Yoda shows up, he just maybe it's his like arm, and he's just like, "Oh, Yoda's here," and he's like, "Hello." Oh, I can't do it. Hi, how are you? He's like from off screen, just a hand. Hi.
Or they like look down, like they don't even. Yeah, they're just like, oh, the Jedi Master's here, and they all look down, and it's like, oh, I know who that is.
It's just a clip from Episode 1, but with the actual puppet, the puppet version of it, not the
That's great.
Not the digital scrubbing that they did to that.
You hear the cane clicking. That's such a funny thing too. Yeah. Well, I don't know. They sold that Black Series helmet.
The Stranger.
That's right. They're calling him the Stranger. I don't know, like, who buys that? Like, why do you buy that?
It almost looks like something from obviously like an anime.
Yeah, we were trading pictures of what we thought it looked like. I initially thought it looked like batteries not included, the little aliens. Yeah. And then you said the It's from Max. Is that what it is?
Right. Yes.
And then
the
I thought it looked like the newborn alien from Alien 3 with that smile and like the dead eyes, like the holes where eyes should be. So yeah, definitely reminiscent of other stuff, but it was fun. It was good. So definitely looking forward to this week's episode. See where they take it. See if they can build on that, because that was definitely the highlight of the season so far. We a couple of turtle things this week. Last week we talked about NECA and their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but the reason that we were a little not super excited about those is because Playmates was doing their own first sketch turtles, and those are popping up at Target. I thought those were a Walmart exclusive.
The Target first. Target, and then a replenishment on the 9th apparently, but replenishment was such that each store like only got like a case. So
yeah, keeping those low. But then other people were finding these retro vehicles with the toilet. What's it called? The toilet something? Toilet taxi.
The toilet taxi. Yeah.
But instead of originally it only came with the vehicle, it didn't come with a figure. But their Playmates is packaging it with an updated Donatello figure, and they're giving him a helmet and some gloves, so it's not just like a straight re-release of that figure. It's actually unique.
It's a new figure, you mean? A new turtle?
Well, it's not new because it's that original Donatello, but they painted his hands. He's got a new hat. Literally, he's got a new hat. Yeah, but it's new. It's if that's all you need to buy. But on the original packaging, it was Leo riding the vehicle.
Right.
But they changed it to Donatello. I wonder why they decided that. They think like enough Leonardo. They're like, let's give the other turtles a chance.
I told you Donatello didn't get the pizza thrower action. The pizza tossing action.
I did see that somebody asked about that, and they said it was coming. So
we'll
that's
see. Good.
I don't know. That'll have to be an exclusive.
I saw the Sports All-Stars at Target the other day. Those were fun to see.
Oh. I finally saw the 2003 Turtles hanging on the shelf.
Oh.
And I was like, why now? Well, I don't care now. I feel like
where
those
were
didn't
you
come out
3
long
weeks
enough
ago?
I guess that was
that's
years
true
ago.
too.
That's crazy. 20 years ago. But I still have my set, so I'm fine. And you have your set, Mock, mint on card, apparently.
I do. Yes. No.
The other turtle thing was that we saw mint on card photos of those 89 Playmates turtles that are reimagined. Those original figures reimagined with more articulation.
Yes. Still porous as hell.
I still think they look like crap. I'm not a fan. I don't know that I'll get them. I don't know that I need these.
I feel like at this point, you see a lot on the Facebook forums and everything like that. The people just need every turtle, and I'm happy to say, like you, I don't need every single turtle. But it seems like how many iterations, like just with the community now, it's like how many different iterations do you need of each turtle? It seems like it's like McFarlane and a Batman figure coming out once a week. Every week there's a new turtle reveal. It's like, oh, this Company A gets this and Company X. What was it, Joy Toy? People are starting to pick those ones up. You mentioned them earlier.
So those are
we saw
those
images
were
of those as
revealed.
well.
Right. So those were finally revealed and they went up for pre-order. They're like not an American release, but Amazon I think has them for $40 a piece. They're only 4 inches tall. They're 1/18 scale. They look cool. Somebody said they look like the Fortnite designs, which I don't disagree with, and I actually like the Fortnite designs.
Okay.
But you know they're super tiny, but they are super articulated too. So you kind of have to balance that. So if you love turtles, again, you got some extra money to drop. You probably are picking those up. But yeah, just plenty of turtle stuff. I think there was even something else. What else was there for turtles? Maybe that was it. That's enough. It's enough for right now.
Seems like way too much.
It's too much. Are there any
the
companies?
pizza thrower might be coming out. That was another.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Somebody's
rumor.
Yeah, that does not come with a figure though. That was fun.
Okay.
That was a fun toy.
I love that.
All the pizzas with the stickers. I wonder if it'll be smaller. That's the trend.
That's
they
a good
made everything
question.
smaller.
Oh.
I had a thought. It lost me. Funko showed off this San Diego Comic-Con Pop Yourself experience that uses exclusive Deadpool bodies. I think Deadpool and Wolverine. And it's like Deadpool's holding a little tiny mask. The funny thing to me, though, is the head that they plopped on the Deadpool body is exactly the head that my family chose for my Pop Yourself. Complete with beard not connecting to sideburns.
Yeah.
But like the hairpiece
idea.
is exact. Everything is exact. So I don't know.
Maybe they just
how
took
many
the last
options there
Pop
were.
Yourself submission. Maybe they were like,
You
just
think I
take
was
the
the
last
last
one that
one?
was submitted. You were the very last one. No one's done it since.
But it's like, it's like I almost feel like I need it now because it's like anything that this is like an official release. It's me. I need it. I need it. My shelf of me. But I thought that was fun. I saw on Twitter today a new Deadpool popcorn bucket, but I cannot confirm anything about it. If it's if it's going to be an American release. Did you see it where it's like his bloody head?
It's his bloody head, and he has
sideways.
A giant head wound. Yep, it's to sit in your lap sideways.
You got one wound for the popcorn, like 5 kernels can fit in there, and then one wound for the soda can.
For your tiny cup.
Tiny cup. Yeah, that's what makes me think it's not an American release, because it wasn't like a cup, it was a can. And in other countries, do they give you the can? They don't like pour it into a cup, a refillable cup?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
It is a good question.
I don't want to know.
Also, it kind of looks like it's maybe a soft material. Like it doesn't necessarily, to me, look like it's a hard material. Like it's padded, but I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like this is a more preferred popcorn bucket than the Wolverine bucket that we're getting.
Yeah, much better. I would much prefer to have this. This is great. This is very unique. The Wolverine bucket just is nothing. It looks like nothing to me. Like what
doesn't.
Like,
it's a parody of something that's happened. We don't have to do this and expect it. We can have that nice Deadpool one.
They could have gone a different direction. They didn't have to make it like a sex toy. That's what they wanted to do, and they didn't do a good enough job. I don't know. Wasn't gross enough. If they ever do the boys movie, the popcorn buckets will be ridiculous. Just that show is insane. Have you caught up?
Have you been keeping up with
season?
it? Yes.
Yeah, I'm caught up to this most recent episode. Great. Last episode, so good. The flying sheep.
So fun with the farm.
Spoilers.
Yes.
The farm. You know, it makes me wish, and I know McFarlane did a couple, or NECA did a couple figures. I never saw Homelander on the shelves, and Starlight shouldn't even look like that anymore. I wish there was a company that did these and did like the whole team, because I want more than Starlight. I want more than Homelander. I want everybody. I want the deep.
The team. It's as far as you'd get before they started rotating. It's too tricky to even keep track of who's on the 7.
No, because you could do the Butcher at least. Like I want the Butcher in that coat. I want more of them, and it doesn't seem like they're doing any more, or they're really taking their time revealing them. I think they did Black Noir as well.
They did, because there was questions about his front piece. Like what?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I never saw that. Never saw it in stores. I've only seen Starlight. So
I saw Tree Pusher Earl earlier.
Oh, you did?
Today. Yes, he did.
His shirt.
It's the first Earl I've seen, and I I saw Earl. I was not impressed with the size.
No, he's tiny. He's Jurassic Park
He
size.
is. Yeah.
Like the size of the humans. For the
I just
4-inch
wasn't
line.
impressed.
No, it's too bad. It's just too bad. Because that really had a chance to be something special, and it just, for whatever
I know, we talked about
reason,
it a couple weeks ago.
People
just
agreed with us. But can't win them all, I guess.
No.
I don't know. NECA making some choices.
Save money somewhere.
Well, this is a way NECA's saving some money. They're re-releasing that movie Maniac's Hannibal Lecter from back in the day as a current figure, and they gave him a couple new heads, but that figure is a static figure. They didn't used to articulate them with their...
I should have looked at it harder, because I did come across that Walmart horror shipper this past week, and that figure is included with the NECA offerings there.
Oh, it's already out?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, good for it.
So,
if you want that, if you want him posed like this, and that's all,
right?
3 heads for whatever reason. But I don't know. I guess you don't really need like a super articulated Hannibal Lecter.
I found those Ben Cooper trick or treaters.
The kids.
The kids. I was very excited.
Did you get one?
I missed out. I did get the 2 that Walmart was offering. I missed out on the set of 5.
Yeah,
they're going for quite,
I want to know if
bit now.
The mask comes off.
They do not. They do not.
It's just sculpted. It just has like a mat. It's an all one piece though, or there's just nothing. It's like flat.
I feel like there's like eyes there within the sockets, but I think it's flat.
It's like when you
take
the Batman head off. It's just the eyes.
Right.
Or what was the figure they did? There was like a figure people were taking the masks off, and it was just that. It was disgusting.
Nothing there. Oh.
Or what was it? There was a mint in box photo that was circulating.
Oh, didn't something? No, that was.
Oh, I can't remember.
That was
I had it like
that
saved.
Demona figure. I remember that.
Oh yes, there was a Goliath, and he was missing this part.
Oh, okay.
The brow. It had like comical eyes because they like go up above the brow. It looked really funny. But yeah, there's other figures like part of the face fell off, and it was just the eyes underneath. Oh, there was a Gizmo too, where the face panel fell off, and it was just the eyes. That one is really creepy. Yeah, if I had that, I would definitely keep that mint in box because that's just so funny. But yeah, I don't know. The kids aren't expensive too. They're not that expensive, right? They're like $20.
Yeah, they're only 20.
Yeah, they're not too bad. Yeah, so I might. But it's like Mego. It's like, how do you display these? You put them with your Mego figures? It's weird.
Potentially, I don't know. Yeah, they're their own little scale.
Yeah,
they belong with that cloth line that they do in that Mego style. So
I feel like they would go
if you like Halloween, if you have like a Michael Myers maybe, or
there you go.
Even if you have like a lot of people take those Fisher Price Loving Family doll houses and turn them spooky, so you can make your own like haunted house.
You do like a Halloween theme table. People do that now. Like put all your spooky, like instead of a Christmas tree, it's just a table with all your Halloween toys and stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that next year.
This year. NECA did Toony Terror Hocus Pocus, correct?
Yes.
But no one's done realistic Hocus Pocus. I feel like NECA could do like their fabric with that, and then the kids would work really well. Kids would work really well.
They just announced Murder, She Wrote.
Yes, both Toony Terror and realistic.
Correct.
Murder, She Wrote. I didn't watch it. I love the Golden Girls. This didn't do it for me. But it was always on after wrestling on Monday on USA. Okay. So there is sort of that connection where, like, if you're a wrestling fan in the the 90s, 2000s, you're probably familiar with Angela Lansbury and Murder, She Wrote. Have her in there with The Rock and Stone Cold.
There you go. I mean, she's got the expressions on that, some of those sculpts. She's just like, oh.
NECA's so funny with the stuff they do. Like, they did the Golden Girls in that style too. Yep. And like, I have them. I think they sold fine.
Yeah, Bob Ross. They got Bob Ross. They got
Elton John. Just like, they go for it sometimes. Like, they must have data. They do. Be like, they're fans of this. We make enough of them. I don't want to like cast dispersions on this company, but let's work with the facts here.
Okay.
If you go on AliExpress, which is like one of these sites where it's like stuff fell off the boat, it fell off the truck in China. Like we don't really, like it's not above board in any way. You can get NECA stuff on there, but it's like legit product. It's not bootlegged. It's like the legit product somehow.
Correct. So I've gotten at least one thing from AliExpress in the past 2 years.
So if you go on there right now, you can find the Earthworm Jim figures from Premium DNA. But you can't find them in American stores. Like they have not shipped, even though it's been a long time for pre-orders. Yeah. So there was some chatter on social media that this company was in trouble. But they, to their credit, Premium DNA did make a post with photos of all of these boxes of toys saying they're coming. So we would love to get some clarification on what's going on. We want every company to do well. They've made some good toys. You're a fan of the Mad Balls that they make?
I am. I'm really contemplating picking up a set of the Barnyard Commandos because they're currently on sale on Big Bad Toy Store, which I know is not your preferred e-tailer for toys, but
that's fine. I think
Big Bad Toy Store has a reasonable price.
I don't think they're sold on Entertainment Earth, so sometimes Big Bad Toy Store has exclusives.
No, they are not, because I believe that there was a connection with Entertainment Earth in the previous company.
Big Bad would like to sponsor this show. We are open to that as well. So just worth pointing out that there's something going on. If you pre-ordered these and you're still waiting, hit them up. Maybe just make sure that they are aware that you remember you ordered these.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say, people were making comments and I can't confirm them, so I'm not going to repeat them. But we'll go with the facts that we have in front of us. All right. Anything else for this big week?
I honestly can't think of anything. I mean, my week's just getting started up here, which is great. So
you gotta go see that Wolfman, see if McFoley's there.
Hopefully, I think that's on the docket somewhere.
There you go.
Hit up some of the local things. Go hike in the woods.
Well, we were gonna go to SeaWorld tomorrow, but everyone in my house got sick today. So
no.
Thankfully, next week we have 2 days off because of the holiday and the day after. So it's not a bad week for everyone to feel sick. Not gonna miss any time. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say? We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.